Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show, where I'm Damien Farr, and tonight we're talking about the Marvel Netflix shows, where you're gonna see a light reflecting. This is the phone, so let's start talking about them, ranking them, because as you know, they've left Netflix at this point, and maybe you don't know actually, they've left Netflix, so they're not Netflix Marvel shows anymore, really. But I think the big thing is to point out they're probably gonna end up on Hulu in the U.S. and Disney Plus everywhere else, because Disney likes a squeaky clean image for the US. Don't know why, but let's start talking about the seasons here and ranking them. We're going to start with the worst ones first here. So we got Iron Fist Season 1. I gave this one an F. He's a really unlikable main character. He's pretty much Tony Stark, but he's stupid. Like, he has all the money. He has the ability to be an amazing character, but they just make him really stupid. So when he does do something, like he says, oh, this is what we need to do, and he does it and fails, it's like, that's because it wasn't gonna ever work. So it's kind of weird in that case, and I get where they were going here. And then also, I think there was too many villains in this show. Then they were really setting up defenders, honestly. See, this season didn't need to be here. You could have just thrown him in defenders and it would have been fine. Then I got Iron Fist Season 2, this one I gave an FA. So honestly, the first season was an F. It's not worth watching. Season 2, though, I would say is an FA. They improved the main character a bit. He's not as dumb. Still dumb, but you know. And honestly, the ending of the season made me kind of wanting more, where he's like a rogue guy going from country to country to figure out more of the history of the Iron Fist, which I thought was kind of cool of an idea, but didn't really do it. Another same thing happened with Luke Cage Season 2. There was too many plots in this, and you're going to hear me saying this a lot about Season 2s. But it left me wanting more again as well. Like, I wanted to see more. I want to see Luke Cage be I would say the Godfather of Harlem at this point. I think that'd be kind of a cool situation. We got Luke Cage Season 1, where I say Mike Coulter's really good. He wasn't great in Halo 5. Then again, he wasn't the voice. I think he was just motion capture, the face. But I think he was good. And they killed Cottonmouth right away. I think that was a dumb move. I think you should have kept him for the whole season. I think what they should have done with these shows is one villain per season type of a thing to really flesh out the story, but happens. Hey, we're getting to Jessica Jones Season 2, where too many plots. Once again, another Season 2 issue where there's too many plots. And then the twist of her mother being alive, spoiler, was a cool twist, don't get me wrong, but it was kind of dumb at the same time because they just killed her in the end. Like, you bring her back to kill her? That's kind of stupid. I get why you have to kill her, but come on. Then we got Punisher Season 2, which is an FA as well. We got two villains that suck, honestly. Billy - Jigsaw could be a cool villain, but he's underutilized. And I would say the main villain in this show is the preacher dude. I don't know what his name is off the top of my head. The best part of this show is the fact that he ends up having like a surrogate daughter that he takes care of and then sends off, to give her a better life, which I thought was kind of cool. It's kind of giving him a redemption arc for his family dying in the way. So I thought that was kind of a cool plan. Don't think it was a great season compared to one, though. We got Defenders, great core cast, and it's really Daredevil Season 2.5, I would say, because there's some huge things. Spoiler, Daredevil does die at the end, but doesn't die. But Elektra comes back, so it's kind of important things that keep you into Daredevil Season 3. But honestly, the rest of this, you could just forget. None of the core cast, like nobody else's story arcs is kind of pushed forward except Daredevil's. It's his show, honestly. Like I said, Daredevil Season 2.5. It's an FA. Then we got Jessica Jones Season 3, where it's kind of a sad ending to all the Marvel shows. Like, to put into perspective, Trish gets powers, which is cool to see, but she ends up in jail, and the raft is what they were referencing here, I think, for super people. So I'm wondering, at this point, who is in the raft? Who is in that Supermax prison? I kind of would like a show that kind of explores the raft in a way. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like I said, it's sad to see these shows come to an end. Watching all these, don't get me wrong, most of them are just okay. They're not amazing shows, but I still think it was cool to see, The ending was really sad, though, that she had to put her sister in prison, for lack of a better term. Then we got Punisher Season 1, where I would say John Berthal is Frank Castle. That's all there is to say. He is Frank Castle, Dash the Punisher. If they recast him in the future, people are going to get upset, and I can understand why. He's perfect. I think it's a great plot in the fact that pretty much the idea is he didn't kill the guys that killed his family in Daredevil Season 2, so it was kind of cool to see that he finally would get to do that. Then we got Daredevil Season 2, which is an FAR, as well as Punisher Season 1, which is an FAR. Daredevil Season 2, once again, too many plots, but the Punisher is great, and Elektra was a crazy lady, but she was a great addition. I think both of those worked great to bounce off of him. It was showing him what he had to do to really save the city in a way, which was kill. And he was not willing to go over that line because Elektra was willing to kill, Punisher's willing to kill. So I thought that was kind of cool that they give him two people in his life, one person he really cares about and then the other that obviously he doesn't really care for, that being the Punisher. They gave him like a moral compass in a way where he's willing to kill, but he doesn't kill at the same time. So I thought that was kind of cool as well. I think that was a good season. I think, honestly, and I assume you're noticing this is the fourth place. So I think you're noticing that Daredevil is a great show. Watch Daredevil. Defenders, don't really watch. Just get a recap so then you're ready for Daredevil Season 3. But Daredevil Season 1, 2, and 3 are amazing. They are all worth watching. The other shows, honestly, I think are all pretty skippable. But going to the next show, which I gave Jessica Jones Season 1 an FAR. I wanted to give it an FARR, but it's a really slow start. Like, it's a really slow build, which I get why, but at the same time, it didn't need to be that slow at all. And then it hooked me later in the season to the point where I couldn't stop watching. A lot of these shows didn't really hook me too much, but this one hooked me where I'm like, I gotta keep watching. Daredevil did it as well. Daredevil Season 1, 2, and 3 all hooked me amazingly. Punisher, I watched with my mother, so we watched them all together, which I thought was great. So, that was cool. So, then we got Daredevil Season 1, which I know what you're thinking. Season 1's number 2? Yes. Number 2. FARR. I think this is a nearly perfect season. It's a great cast, and it's a great start to the Marvel Netflix universe. I think it's great. I think, though, there is kind of some, I would say, with a lot of these shows, there's kind of some spreading out storylines a bit too far. And I think this one does it. But then Daredevil Season 2, they kind of did too much story, so it's kind of like a weird situation. Great cast, like I said. Great start to the Netflix universe. Biggest thing, though, I want to point out is Daredevil Season 3 is literally the perfect season of any show on Netflix for these Netflix Marvel shows. Because Season 1 was kind of spread because they needed to fill time. Season 2 was too much going on that they needed more episodes. Season 3 was just right. They found out all the problems that they've had and fixed them all. I mean, there's just enough plots here to really keep you going. I would say it's a great situation there. There's a lot of twists and turns as well. Spoiler, I mean, his mother happens to be a nun, and the father that he would come to confessions for and talk to this about knew the whole time. And I'm like, what? That's some amazing plot development there. But honestly, it is a good show. Daredevil is the best one to watch. I think it's Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Defenders. It's kind of if you want to or not. But I think Defenders, if you want to watch all the Daredevil, you got to watch all the Defenders. Though you can also just get a recap. So, have you seen all the Marvel Netflix shows? Even if you haven't, tell me in the comments which ones you've seen and how would you rank them. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.